Alright everybody, hello and welcome. As always, I am Sean. This is In the Mixer, episode number 10. We've finally made it to double figures of our St Pauli save. It started off as a beta save, now it's a full version of the game save, and who knows how much longer it's going to go for. We're probably going to keep going a couple more seasons. I want to get into the Bundesliga. I want to have a couple of years at that level, see how far we can take it in the game before we jump across to our pyramid save. So hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Hopefully you're enjoying the save, enjoying the series, getting your own going in Football Manager as well. Let me know how your saves are going, of course, in the comment section. If you've got any feedback on this one, positive or negative, if you're desperate for the Pentagon to get started and get that going as soon as possible, let me know as well. So much of what's going to be on the channel in the next few months is going to be driven by what you guys want to see. So by all means, let me know. Now, new week, second half of the season's about to start. So we've got a whole bunch of stuff we want to jump into. Let's jump in and see how we've gotten on. So first and foremost, starting here, we did have in Friday's episode our really kind of like break before the winter period. We did play a couple of friendlies throughout that period as well against some South American and Mexican teams. Good results as well, nothing to be too worried about given that there were a few players away with national teams and things like that. And since we came back, we've actually been undefeated during that time. A 0-0 draw with Darmstadt, the only real concern. Beat Osnabrück 5-1. Würzburger kickers 4-0 and Heidenheim last time out 4-0. So we're in a good little run of form, which is fantastic to see. We've got two games today against Wiesbaden, who are down in 14th position, and then in 6th place Sandhausen, one of those teams in the chasing pack. If we have a look actually at the bigger version here, you can see we're still sitting top of the division. 21 games played, 14 wins, 6 draws, just the one defeat, and plus 34 goal difference. Level on points with Hamburger, but our goal difference is much better, which I think is going to help us in the long run. Bit of a gap starting to form though. Werder Bremen now 7 points behind us. You can see Paderborn, Greuther Fürth, and then Sandhausen a fair way back as well. So there are some distances starting to come through. I think we are pretty much now in a straight shootout for a league title. We will finish first or second, I hope, unless we really fade away terribly and drag ourselves back into the promotion playoff. But I think we can get up this season, given how we're traveling. There's about 13 games to go, if my reckoning is correct, in the remainder of the season. And we have had some departures as well. So there's been a whole lot that's gone on throughout the January window as well. If we look at our transfer history and the players out, we got some big money offers and I just kind of had to take them really. Mainly because the players had started to get their heads turned. We had people that came in with good offers that, you know, we're probably not going to get in a season or two. So Maury Bamba's actually left €1 million. He did sign for €1 million. We didn't have to pay it all back, thankfully. But he heads off. We were just a little bit stronger in those wing positions, so I didn't really need to keep him. And I think at 19, he's about to turn 20. I don't think he's ever going to hit that 5-star potential we want for him. So good to get our cash back at least. He goes to Bayer Leverkusen in the division above. Be interesting to see how he progresses. Luca Dashno has moved to Italy. He's gone to Sassuolo for €1 million as well. A player that was fantastic for us last season, arguably our best player. He's a number 10 by trade. We've been using him on the wings. A little bit of versatility there's good, but 23 years of age now. He was the oldest player in the squad. Only 3-star current and potential ability. I'm kind of thinking ahead. I'm thinking if we're going to get promoted next season, is he a player that could do it at a Bundesliga level? And I'm not entirely sure that he could. So he moves on while we can get a good return for him. But then the one that hurts the most and the one that I ummed and ahed about for the longest time is Finn Becker. He was the inaugural captain. He was the original star of the team. 21 years of age now. He makes a move across for €4.8 million. All of those fees as well have like future fees in them as well. So if they get big money moves, we get like half of it, which is fantastic. That's going to help us out quite a bit. He goes to Augsburg in the Bundesliga, made a couple of appearances for them and scored a goal already. 3.5-star current ability, 4.5-star potential. I think he could potentially still be a 5-star player. He might be one that you see appear back at the club in the next few seasons if he becomes available. But fantastic servant for us. He was wonderful for us. I just kind of had to let him go and his head was turned. He wanted to go play in the Bundesliga. So we'll take that cash. €9 million all out, all up throughout the course of this season, which is fantastic, I think, for season 2 to still be bringing in that sort of cash. And we've got a pretty threadbare squad, to be honest. It's not massive. We do only have 18 players as things currently stand, but it does mean we've also kind of gotten rid of some of the players that we weren't going to keep next season. I think like Afiza Ramu is a good example. He probably won't play next year. But pretty much everyone else is still sitting around that like 5-star potential, 3.5-star current ability range, which is what we want. If we go up into the Bundesliga, hopefully we'll get a bit more cash, and hopefully some of these guys that we've got on our short lists, these like elite level talents, maybe we can try and bring some of those guys across once we're playing at the higher division and have that reputation boost and all that sort of great stuff as well. So there's a bit going on. We will see how that continues. We'll see how that plays out over the next couple of weeks. If we get a few injuries and knocks and suspensions and our team is threadbare because I've taken us down to like 14, 15 players available, I will accept responsibility for that if our title challenge falls apart. But I'm confident we can get through it. I'm confident we can still finish the season in relatively good position. First up though, Wiesbaden at home. We're going to go positive from the off. We are in relatively good form, which is good to see. Losas is back fully fit. He had a bit of a spell out of the team. Bella Kotchap and Armini will be our defensive partnership, though Norman Williamson has been playing quite well of late. You know what? I'm actually going to change that now immediately as well. He's been doing very well, so we're going to get him out there. Nets and Gunderland as the wing-backs. Sandry will anchor midfield. Sandry has, of course, joined permanently as well. I can't actually remember if you guys know that. 6.25 million. He joined in January. Fantastic to get his signature down. He's going to be huge for us as well. And thankfully, Finn Becker going out allowed us to bring Sandry back across. 3-star current ability, 5-star potential. Still only 19. Doesn't turn 20 for another 10 months or so. He's been absolutely fantastic for us. So he continues us just robbing Santos and bringing good players in. Gabul plays the box-to-box ahead of him, taking over from Finn Becker's role. Omer Bayaz, the Turkish wonder kid, will play as the advanced playmaker. On the left wing, Zebulos as the inverted winger. On the right, Renier, who's back to full fitness. Hasn't played particularly well since his return from injury, but we are working him through, I think, his potential side enough that we want to try and get him out there. And Matthias Arezo, our highest average scorer for this season, and average rated player also out there. Kaminsky working his way back from a knock. We're probably not going to risk him, but we'll get him on the bench at least so that we have that option if anything goes horrifically wrong. We are left a little bit light in wide areas. So Louis Carbonell, who is our backup striker, has been playing in wide positions in some games off the bench as well. We're going to tell the team, I want you to pick up where you left off last time out, and most have seemed motivated. We have scored, I think, like 13 goals in the last 4 games, which is great to see. And our shape looks good. They are playing a 4-1-4-1, so it's probably going to be a very isolated player up front. You can see they've only won 1 of their last 5 as well, looking at the recent form. Hopefully these two sides match up well against each other. But the challenge is, Hamburger seem to start their games very, very quickly. So we will no doubt see them score early and be behind them a little bit. They are playing Paderborn away, which is a tough fixture. Paderborn are a good side. You can see them in 4th position, and they've just moved up into 3rd position as things currently stand, having taken a lead through a penalty. So just as I've said that, curse the commentator, that Hamburger start well, they have fallen behind. First highlight in our match is going to be over here on the right-hand side. Gunderland will take the throw in. Good angles there for Renier. Cuts it back to Omer, gets it back on his left foot. It hits the deck, and then Sandry with the strike. Celebrates his permanent signing with his 2nd goal of the season. A wonderful effort for him, and that is going to be incredibly important because for the first time in quite a while, we may potentially get a points differential at the top of the table and go 3 points clear. Omer does quite well, and Sandry does very well to just rifle that one into the top corner on his right foot from the edge of the area. Very, very good strike. And first one of the game is a shot on target and a goal, which is perfect for us. And statistically speaking, all donuts for them. No shots, none on target, only 44% of the ball. So we are thoroughly on top, even if we're not seeing that many highlights. I'm going to use a demand more shout. Let's try and get another goal before half time and see if we can't kill this game off heading into the break. But 1 minute to be added on, which we're through now. So at halftime, things going pretty well. XG, we're all over. They don't have any, which is crazy. No shots for them. I haven't seen that in a while. But 10 shots, 4 on target, 0.76 XG, and 59% possession for St Pauli. I'm going to say, delighted with your performance so far. Keep it up. But tactically, I'm going to switch it. Let's go to this cautious mentality. Let's drop off a little bit. Let's try and invite them out a little bit. Hopefully they'll come out trying to find an equaliser. Let's invite them out, try and get some space in behind and see if we can't get some additional time to find a finish. Nets with the throw in here. Both of our goals, or both of our highlights so far, starting from wide throw-ins. Bella Kotchap, back to Omer, good to Gabua. Omer again. He's going to get it on the left. He does now to Zebulos, who can cut it back on his right. Goes to the byline, though, and cuts it back. And he's managed to find that in. I think Heffley, that's come off. It said that he's put that into the back of the net on his own. I'm pretty sure it was a deflection, but we're going to check this one out from the behind the goal angle and a little bit slower to help us out. Gabur with a great ball in there, and then Zebulos does very well, not just to keep the ball and not rush it, but gets around the fullback. And then, he tries to cross it. It hits Heffley pretty much square in the chest. I don't know if you could say he's put it in his own net, but it came off him to go in, which is a bit of an interesting way to look at it. We are through the hour mark as well, so we're going to hit pause. As far as player ratings go, Arezo's not played particularly well. That man is camera shy. He does not like playing when we're recording. And now we're just going to look at condition because we're going to have to keep an eye on that as the season continues. Zebulos is probably going to need a bit of a spell, but Kaminsky's not fully fit. Bayaz, he might come off for Aremu. We'll give Aremu a bit of love because I know he's felt left out as the 5th choice central midfielder for a lot of the season so far this year. We're going to encourage everyone. 65 minutes gone. Let's see if we can't push on and boost our goal difference a little bit further. Cato with a throw in here for Wiesbaden. It's a good little passage of play, working side to side here. Now to Msaba, the right winger. Positionally, I don't know his political stances, but Kuhn cuts it back to Leish at the bottom of midfield. Now Chato Gabua, Leish, nice little passage of play, but Gundogan flicks it on. Now Renier tries to get it forward to Carbonell. Now, wide right area, he's got a lot of work to do from here, and the striker's pretty wild, to be fair. He had a lot of defenders closing him down. Maybe could have head towards the corner flag or the byline, tried to wait for some support to arrive, but it didn't come. Hamburger down to 10 men. Joshua Wagnerman, who we've looked at trying to buy a couple of times, has taken the red card there. We've got a highlight here again. Arimu, back to Sandri. Good switch out towards Zeballos. Now Gabua, good overlap there from Luca Nets. Can he wrap his foot around the ball? Good cut back there. Renier does bring it down well. Gabua out to Nets. And Sandri getting men around the ball nicely. Arimu, going to look for the switch here at some point. Arimu. Ball in behind here for Renier. A lot of work to do. He's going to want to get it back on his left as well. Cut back near post, and Carbonell wasn't miles away there, but good little passage of play. Let's use one more shout. Let's use demand more. Let's see if we can't put our foot down. Let's get a third goal and really try and turn our advantage into some additional goal difference today. But full time is called. No further highlights to speak of. Good performances from a few players. Renier did well. Gabua did well. 8.6 for Sandri. That goal will have helped boost that. Luca Nets and Gundogan both in fantastic form. I've seen a bit of stuff around FM community at the moment about fullbacks not getting good match ratings. I think it's just the role that you play them in is what's creating the challenge at the moment. But we go 3 points clear for the first time in a long time, and plus 14 goal difference ahead of Hamburger in second spot. They have fallen to that 1-0 defeat after going down to 10 men. We've only got a couple of days before the game against Sandhausen as well, so we might use a rest day here as well. Sandri was magnificent. We're going to give him a bit of praise, and he is happy with that. Roy Keane doing mad shit in the media. Again, always good to see that. And it does also see, interestingly, Paderborn jump up into the promotion playoff spot. Training-wise, we're going to give everyone just one rest day. I'm not going to risk anything. We're probably going to go with the same lineup and same team. We are playing Sandhausen, so we are playing away, so I might go possession from the start, and we'll see how we go with that. But magic of editing, we're going to jump forward to the next match now. All right, just like that, we're a day ahead, which is good. I think we're able to launch an unchanged lineup, which is absolutely perfect. We want to try and get some consistency in that run home. I'm just going to say pick up where you left off last time. A good victory and a good performance. No real injuries or concerns to worry about. But having a look in the build-up, they're playing a 4-4-1-1. Sandhausen play in like this really weird stadium, which is like in the middle of a forest. It looks great on Google Maps if you can find it. It probably will be the thumbnail, but there might be some forest people that wander out onto the pitch today for them. We'll see how we go. If it's a physical battle, I don't know how we're going to go against people that live amongst the trees. Now, as the game kicks off, we will keep one eye as well on the Hamburger game against Jan Regensburg, because I think Regensburg got points off them the last time we played. So we could potentially have a great episode where we start to build a bit of a gap at the top of the division, which would be absolutely fantastic. But even if things don't go our way, if we just keep a good run of form going without tasting defeat, I think that's going to help us out quite a bit as far as the momentum goes in this season. First highlight of the match starts with a throw-in to Sandhausen, but a good long ball forward for Arezzo. He's one out, beat two defenders. He's gone down in the box. It's Kakataloa, I think his name is. Probably butchered that pronunciation. Apologies if you're a fan of the channel and watching along. But it's going to go to VAR, and they've awarded the penalty. So Arezzo might get the chance to actually score on an episode. It doesn't happen that frequently. He's not. It's going to be Omer Baez to take for some reason, and it's a good penalty too. Left footer sends the keeper to the left-hand side, but the ball to the right. Always good when the keeper goes the wrong way, and a lovely, lovely finish. So Arezzo, one out against a few defenders, got them to overcommit, wins the penalty, and then Baez dispatches it pretty comfortably. If it hadn't sent the keeper the wrong way, it might have been a bit interesting. It wasn't miles towards the corner or anything like that, but a good early start and a good go-ahead goal to try and get us ahead. Huge game in other matches as well. Werder Bremen playing Paderborn to try and take back that third position that they lost last time out. And you know what? Paderborn have already gone down to 10 men, so there's a lot happening in and around the league at present. And half-time's just flown apart as far as our game is concerned. But at halftime, 1-0 up, 4 shots, 3 on target, 1.45 XG and 47% possession. 2 shots, none on target, 53% of the ball for Sandhausen. I'm just going to say going well, but I know you're capable of even better. We're going to stay on cautious though. We might move it to positive with like 30 minutes remaining if we don't see any further highlights. But so far, statistically speaking, we are all good. XG, of course, ignore it. It doesn't mean a damn thing. Throw in here on the right, Gundogan into Renier. Good little pass. Now Omer. Back to Gundogan again. He's been excellent this season, Gundogan. Omer cut back towards Zeballos. It's a great save. Arezzo keeps it in for Nets. Can we get a good ball back into the box? Wants to get to the byline. It's a good tackle to be fair, and then a good clearance up the line. Highlight comes to an end, but we do have a throw in here, left-hand side. Nets to take. Zeballos is in there short, can give it back to Gibunia, edge of the area, goes for the cross and it wasn't quite there, just beyond the near post. I think the keeper had it covered though if it had been on target. Corner here, we'll let this one go and then we're going to have a look at some subs. Arezo tries to knock it down and it was Sandry again with the strike. He's getting some decent chances here at the moment. But we're going to hit pause there. Let's go positive. Last couple of minutes, let's just be a bit more aggressive. Still trying to keep the ball, still trying to retain possession. Max Norman Williamson hasn't played particularly well. Amini will come on. Bella Kotchap hasn't played particularly well either. That's an interesting one. I don't think they've asked that much of us defensively, to be completely honest. Zeballos having a good game, so we might give Renier a bit of a spell. We'll bring on Carbonell on the right-hand side just to get some game time and some run in his legs. No need to risk Kaminsky if we don't need to. I'm going to use a demand more shout though. Let's try and get this second goal and a 2-goal buffer because we could potentially go 5 points clear at the top of the table. Hamburger still drawing with Jan Regensburg, and that curse the commentator is probably going to come back up. So Werder Bremen smashing Paderborn 5-0 in a huge contest for both of those sides. We're going to hit demand more again. We're into the last few minutes here actually. The second half has rocketed by. 3 additional minutes to be added on, and we are through that now. Is that the first? I don't think they had a shot on target at least. So 2 shots, none on target, 0.2 XG and 48% possession for Sandhausen. 11 shots, 6 on target, 2.07 XG and 52% of the ball for St Pauli. We're going to say, well done lads, a good win for us, and everybody looks inspired and motivated, which is exactly what we want to see. We want to try and get everybody ready to go, everybody excited about the season. I think that takes us to about 11 games remaining. So really, 5 points clear and plus 15 goal difference. The title is effectively in our hands. Sandry again gets the Player of the Match award. It's been a fantastic episode for him. 7 matches in a row without losing. Surprise outcome is Werder Bremen smashing Paderborn 6-0. That kind of came out of nowhere as far as I'm concerned as well. But it does see us finish the episode. And we beat the Tree People, I guess, as well, quite convincingly. Always good to get 6 points. Always good to start a week with 6 points, which is fantastic. And now a 5-point gap at the top of the table. Things have gone very, very well for us in this episode. Famous last words, I know. Anything could happen in the rest of the week. We are going to jump forward now to the games against Hamburger, who are in second spot. That's going to be huge for the title and, of course, to get bragging rights in the city itself. And then Werder Bremen, they just had a very impressive performance against another side looking to secure a promotion playoff spot. So I think 2 very, very big teams that we're going to be playing next time out, which should be very exciting. And it does set us up nicely, I think, for like our last 7 games of the season, of which we'll try and bring you a couple as the league winds up and gets towards its conclusion. More than anything though, guys, I just appreciate you all watching along. I hope you're enjoying the series so far. If you've got any feedback, positive or negative, drop it down in the comment section below. Let me know how your saves are going. Let me know how you're enjoying FM21 as an experience as well. I do respond to every single comment that I get. If you want to support the channel that little bit more, you can drop a like on this video. You can subscribe to the channel to be kept up to date on all of our future videos. But like I said at the start, I just appreciate you guys watching. As always, I've been Sean, and I'll see you all again in the mixer.